Hey guys, welcome back to another episode with your favorite Latinas. Stay tuned for today's episode. So, how was you guys' Thanksgiving? Because we just passed Thanksgiving. Yes. Today is a Friday. Yesterday was Thursday. Yes, happy late Thanksgiving.
I'm not going to say that.
Oh, happy Turkey Day. I'm just kidding. But
no, that's why I didn't text nobody happy Thanksgiving.
I didn't either.
I said I appreciate you. I love you, but I didn't say happy Thanksgiving.
No, I'm sorry. I usually do my grateful paragraphs. Like, I literally text everyone that I really love and I'm grateful for. And I text them like, oh my God, like literally. And I don't know what happened this year. It's not that I'm less grateful, but I feel like this year has just been shit. I hate this year.
I feel like it happened so fast.
Yeah, definitely.
It did.
Right? Like, I'm telling you, like, I feel like my kids were here a week, but I didn't feel like it was a week.
Yeah, time is
And by the time I was like, what the heck? I have to do this and I have to do that and I have to do that. So I was like, damn.
It went crazy.
Yeah. So it was just food. And you know what? We always, and you can ask my sisters, we always pray before we eat. Not pray, but we go around and say what you're grateful for this year. We didn't do that. We didn't do that this year. Yeah. It was just like, hurry up and eat. And
and like you said, something just fell off. I was like, oh shoot, okay, let's eat. All right, that's all good.
Yeah, and it just feels so quick. So and I feel like Christmas is gonna be the same way.
No, I know. That's the best time of year. That's when you gotta spread the joy, and I feel like giving is the best thing. It just gives you a different type of feeling. Like
when I gave you
your air fryer, I was like, oh yeah, she got air fryer. Like, I don't know.
It feels nice to
it
give.
Does, especially when you see their reaction. They're like,
to make someone else smile or change their mood.
I had a good ass last thing. Christmas.
Even though there was a little tuffle.
There was a little scuffle, but
it was fun.
Yeah, it was fun, and not even that. But I had good ass gifts.
That should be one of our episodes talking about Christmas chaos,
scuffles.
Girl, and let me tell you, there's been dude. I'm saying there's been so many. Like I feel like even the Christmas before was hectic.
Yeah.
And then for sure. So it's just always something on Christmas, huh?
No, well, I was not so into it, dude, because as y'all know, I've been getting back to like looking into the roots of Uno, and like I said before, like, breathing into the indigenous people, the Native Americans, and it's so sad. And I'm like, why am I gonna celebrate something like that was such a huge massacre?
And that's so powerful that you're taking back, your culture. And I don't know. I feel like that's very good. Like,
I mean, don't get me wrong,
and you have to stand for what you believe in, honestly.
Yeah, and like I really didn't want to make it like a big celebration like I usually do, because we also do that same thing, like say what we're thankful for. But I'm like, well, everybody knows like I love y'all guys, but like it was just a little bit off, and I was just not into it. No pictures like that, because I was thinking like, oh, I'm gonna take some pictures, put it on the Instagram, but like it really got to me. I'm like, no, like if I don't feel it, I'm not gonna do it.
And it's crazy how not everybody knows that. When you told me, that was my first time ever hearing that. And I'm not gonna lie, it did cross my mind, and it is messed up. It's super messed up. It's like, and the fact that we're celebrating this, like people celebrate
it's
this.
a holiday basically.
People take their day off.
I was about to say that.
But no, and then and I was thinking about it, I was like, oh yeah, when we go in a circle, I'm just gonna say like, not a little prayer, but I was gonna say like I was thankful for the indigenous people, like how we shouldn't celebrate it, but I'm very thankful, blah blah blah, like around them, but we didn't end up doing it. So I was like, damn, because it just felt like a dinner. It didn't feel like
celebration towards it was just like a get together thing.
Definitely,
just
it did
food.
feel like that.
But I think now Hispanics do it for that.
For the food.
Pero uno que ya tiene like a little bit more knowledge, like I didn't want to say happy Thanksgiving. So
sorry, but
not that I didn't love y'all guys. I just not.
I texted Yessie. I was like, happy Thanksgiving. I love you.
I did it.
I was so plain.
I know, and she usually just she's usually the one that texts me first, because she always beats me, and she has this long ass paragraph, and I was like, damn, what do I say? And this time I was the one with the paragraph, and she was just like, "Me too."
And I was like, "We're gonna ride together forever."
Yeah, that's it. And I was like, "Okay, I guess she was not into it." And then I remember, and then I was like, "It's just an ordinary day, but with food."
Yeah, but I did it good.
No, guys, and when we were eating after we're done eating, we played games. Like, it was just like a little us,
like a little family moment.
Definitely. I was telling them, I'm like, we should next year we should cut off all the shit. I was like, we should just get together and eat Mexican food, eat tacos.
That's what I was telling my sister.
Cut the turkey out and all that weird shit.
Yeah,
because I told her, I was like, I don't think I've ever had a Thanksgiving where it's just been the turkey, the gravy, you know what I mean? Your average Thanksgiving. It's always been like, frijoles charros, or we made mole, or so I was like, we said that we were like, next year let's just do tacos, like make a whole bar, a taco bar, and just like it doesn't have to be.
But let's keep the turkey, let's keep the turkey and the mac and cheese.
I hate when people are like, porque yesterday I did mention it. This girl was like, "Oh, like what did you guys have?" And she was like, "Oh, I seen rice on people's plates. That's not like a Thanksgiving dinner." I was like, "Girl, I had a whole tamal on my plate. What's up?" I'm just like. Yeah, people are like, "Oh no, that's not a real Thanksgiving," like because you don't have your original American food, mac and cheese and all that weird
I have
shit.
The most funniest thing.
But I was like, everybody's different, but that caught me off guard.
It's been going around a lot on Instagram. I think TikTok too. But have you guys heard they've been talking about low vibrational plates?
What?
It's called a low vibrational plate. It basically means like your plate is not like antojoso, like no se me antoja. You know what I mean? So like that's so everyone's been like, ew, your Thanksgiving plate was low vibrational. So it's literally like a thing. Like people literally consider it like, oh, like your plate has to consist of what an average Thanksgiving plate is.
Oh man.
So everyone I seen it. It was like a whole thing yesterday. I thought it was so funny though.
What the heck?
My plate looked delicious.
Yeah, my plate was delicious with frijoles charros on the side.
Ooh,
yeah, we had biscuits.
We had frijoles charros.
Okay, we were not even so into it because we did simple shit. Our turkey was fried. And it was spicy.
Yeah.
I should have brought some.
Yeah, you should.
You're like this because she adds the chile rojo.
Last year we had a fried turkey.
That was chile rojo?
Chile de árbol y chile pipián. No, not pipián. What's the little ones? The spicy. Piquín.
Really? So that was spicy.
Yeah, girl, it was spicy. And then we deep fried it.
I've never deep fried turkey.
Yes, we have. Last year, my man brought a deep fried turkey.
It's really good.
He brought one to the Thanksgiving last year.
It's a lot of calories, though.
Yeah, it is.
But it's that juicy.
It is juicy, and it's so good.
That is.
No, and this year you buzzed down on the turkey. I didn't like the chile rojo one that much.
I'm sorry. That was my best one.
No.
Just thinking about it makes me hungry again.
I'm about to get a plate after this.
No, y luego esta mujer me llama. No matter what time I call you, right? I'm gonna come.
Never showed up to a recalentada.
Never showed up.
I was Black Friday shopping. All right.
You did?
Yeah, mom. My mom.
Oh, okay.
There was good deals at Walmart. Y'all should at least went to Walmart. They were giving towels were like $6, $5. There was like dog beds. Damn. Cheap as fuck. It was pretty good.
I know. I mean, there was a
crowd.
Girl,
that was my number one thing.
We went we went so late, and it was.
I prefer the online Cyber morning, whatever.
The Cyber Monday.
Cyber Monday.
Yeah, everybody. I feel like now, con tanto lo que está pasando, I feel like now not a lot of people are gonna actually go out and do it like they usually do it, like certain, go to the stores, make a line, and do all that.
Con esa loquera de gun shooting. And
yeah,
right?
I definitely. That recently happened at Walmart. Actually,
that's what I was gonna tell you. The manager went crazy.
I feel like these people now. I feel like Walmart, pobrecito de Walmart. I feel like not a lot of people are gonna trust it anymore. See, ya mucha gente don't fuck with Walmart.
And mind you, this wasn't a little
Walmart shooting.
It was a little town. Like you would think, like, oh my god.
And it's so weird because the guy, they have videos of the guy like minutes before, and he was joking and he was being normal, and all of a sudden he comes in the break room like shooting people, and I was like, what the heck?
That's like crazy.
I don't know.
No, like, it was definitely premeditated, because if you can be like, oh, acting funny, and then spaz.
But look, man, this happened to me this week.
What?
People drive you crazy. Like, like, you know what I'm saying? You they just don't know. Yeah, like, you know, yo creo por eso, like, I seriously, like, I feel like people do dumb stuff that kind of trigger you to go a little nuts.
Yeah, because Colonel's like, I don't care to go to jail.
Yeah, no, like, y luego si ya estás ahí, they throw you to that point.
But to shoot somebody?
Amen.
A lot of
I'm
people.
telling you, people sometimes, there's some, they see that red light, they don't come back. Like,
they see red, Yeah,
te puesto que el Señor,
are you ever afraid to do something crazy like that? No. Like, do you think you'll ever get
yes,
that
point? I think I would. I don't think I would have I feel like me, myself, I feel like I'm, como dijo yo, and the last podcast is maybe like, I was like, I'm a big feeler. And I am, like, I just have too many emotions. So what is it called when you're super compassionate? Yeah, there you go. Like, you're super compassionate about someone.
But to the point where you're gonna go black out and you're gonna, whatever happens, if you end up.
I don't think so. Unless, like, someone touched my family, then that's a different story. Yeah, like anybody in my family.
I don't know.
I think that would happen.
I don't know. My biggest fear is, I mean, obviously you see a lot of things happen and like, or TV shows and stuff, so like my biggest fear, and you know guys, I have a bad memory, like my biggest fear is to forget my kid, or like, you know, come on, there's moms that go crazy, they lose their shit and they kill their kids.
Oh yeah.
Or they drive the vans into the beach.
I don't see you even if you're losing.
And like, I'm scared that maybe I feel like I'm dreaming and I do something and like I don't know I'm doing it, and then, you know, because I've seen shows and I've seen like
that actually happens to people.
Like moms are so overwhelmed, your brain goes too crazy.
We get overwhelmed.
Like maybe you black out, you're not noticing that you black out, or you keep living life and you're like, oh shit, I just did something. Like, you don't notice that you did it. That shit be keep me up at night.
At least it has you on your toes, so you're like, okay,
I have to make sure I have eyes on my baby, like, at all, because I'm like, I don't know, I'm very crazy like that.
When I see stories like that, yo me pongo a pensar, like, damn, I wonder what was the last thing that crossed their mind before doing some crazy stuff like that. Like, no mames.
I think now with all of this happening, ever since the shooting happened, since, you know, Pulse, I think I've been more alert, and it always terrifies me, because I'm like, if I'm out and something like this happens, I'm with my 2 kids. Like, who do I protect? It's like, how can I protect both?
Like, what do I do in that situation?
And now that my kids are older, like, so, you know, how am I gonna?
It's a pet talk, though. It is.
I can't believe I had a conversation with my mom about that too.
And and I have it with my kids all the time. I was like, guys, like, you know, if anything gets to happen, like, don't go and call me first. Like, quiet down, like, bunker down, like, listen to the people that are there, like, don't be thinking that you know everything, because I feel like my son, he's so like, in like, he ya se siente grande, pues, and I feel like he'll try to do his own to, like, you know,
that's true.
I'm like, no, like, you know, protect yourself, even if you have to act dead, like, you know, like, do that.
And
like,
that's so sad though.
It is. And like, even when we go to stores and they're like, Mom, we know, I'm like, stay next to me. Like, and I feel I have to repeat myself, and I'm like, and if anything happens, just hold on to me, like, don't let me go, like, you know, like, don't let nobody scatter you out.
Don't let my hand go.
And that's another thing, I feel like that, like, and even with myself, I feel like I had to give myself that pep talk, because like, just last weekend I was out and about with my friends, and not even, this was what, yesterday, literally, no, not yesterday, last weekend, sorry, last weekend, we were out in downtown, and you know, we literally had just gotten there. We were walking down the street heading to a bar that we already like knew we wanted to go to, and literally, like, out of nowhere, this, you know, and it's a gentleman and a female, like, arguing, like, in a dispute, literally verbally though, and like, but she's telling him, like, hit me, and then listen, and then, like, and at that point, like, I'm not the type of person to put myself in like weird positions. Like, I'm not gonna put myself in a, like, where I
just know, like, put your head down and keep walking.
And sometimes, like, and I'm the type of person, and like I said, I had to give myself that pep talk, like, do not stick around to watch. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because
you never know. And sure enough, like, literally, I was literally breaking my neck trying to see what was going on, but I just had to, like, you know, because I was like, oh my god, no, like, come on. I was telling everyone we were with, like, come on, and sure enough, dude, crowd just starts running. A gun was pulled, like, and literally you're like, do I run, like, you're in that situation. Like, I had never been in that situation, dude. I was shooken up. I was crying, not crying, but like I was on the verge of crying because I was like, I don't even want to go out. Yeah, and I was like, I don't even want to go out anymore. Like, at that point, that person could come into the bar that I'm at and be like, you know, like
it could have been worse.
No, and es que ahorita downtown, there's been multiple shootings at
which
bars.
I'm shocked because I've gone to downtown, dude. Todas las entradas
everywhere.
Dogs, policías, o sea, canines, like there's hella police,
and it's so hard to believe. No, and let me say something.
Like, ¿cómo todavía están cruzando pistolas? O sea, you know, I'm just.
Let me say something. Like right after what happened, literally a dispute had happened. Another one. We were walking out. We were going home. It's 32. All the bars are closed. Everything is closing, and females are fighting. And I swear to you, not even like a block down. I want to say maybe 200 feet, maybe there's a cop, like there's cops just swarming, and I'm like, you guys don't see a big crowd, like come on, you're not gonna be like what's going on.
Yeah,
and
but
like these girls are fighting, like
they don't. No, dude, I'm sorry, but the cops at downtown,
they don't care.
De verga. No, there's like a person, like you said, he's in the corner, and then on the other side of the corner there's this guy passed out. Like passed out, and people, you see them, le están dando viento, le están tirando agua. No.
Like, and you would think that you would ever get in trouble, like, hey, that's public intoxication. Like,
or you would think they'll come and be like, hey, do you need assistance?
Yeah.
No, dude, we had to tell a cop. We're like, hey, like, what are you doing there? Don't you see that guy right there? He's passed out. Like, call it EMS on, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're trying to literally wake up. This man would not wake up.
Oh my God.
Like, and like, we literally had to tell her. And she was like, oh fuck, and like she went over there.
Oh hell no.
Todavía dio attitude.
Yeah.
See, I feel like that's how they
like más
I feel like that's exactly what they did exactly for the shooting at Uvalde, Texas.
Yeah. Probably.
Oh, yeah.
It seemed like that.
Everything that they've taken out now, it's so sad. Like, they were just
you sent me the video, right?
Yeah.
No, wait. Es que están, no sé, ahí sí se les durmió el gallo. Yo siento como que they took forever to come up with that plan.
You know?
Instead of like, I don't know what, by what plan or what sheet they were going by, but they were looking at the wrong paper, boo. Yeah. Because it's like, how could you have taken that long? I usually see people like, obviously there's an altercation going in the store. The cops pull up luego, like they run into the store.
Go. It's not like, what do we do? What's the plan? It's on go.
It's
like
on go.
You go and find that person. Yeah, I feel like their excuse was like, oh, we have to take every precaution and make sure we don't.
Pero creo que cuando tú tomas ¿cómo se llama? The honor to be a police officer. The oath, I feel like, especially if there's children involved, I feel like
you have to put your life
because that's what you sign up for. Like, you know, and I know, but I'm someboing father. Yeah, but
then why did you make the commitment
to be a cop? And like they're not doing nothing about it. Bro, I'll be thinking about this all the time. I live in a country where it's the land of the free. And like son todos acá, like cuando sale la flag, blah blah blah, todos bien chingones ahí, todos agarrados de la mano, que we have each other's back y que no sé qué, pero pasa algo así y like nobody got your back.
Yeah, nadie quiere dar la cara.
You can see that the cops don't got your back because obviously they didn't defend. They didn't do what their oath says to defend and protect. Like,
and let me tell you, it was not the first time. They failed in so many other states. I mean, even here in Florida.
You're right.
Yeah. They failed them high schoolers. Even before that, and the Sandy, ¿cómo se llama? The Sandy Hook?
Oh, yeah.
They failed those kids too. Like,
and it's just like, this can't be happening. Like, in my mind always, and I don't know, I'm very like, ¿cómo se dice? Conspiracy person. How do they get past the front office?
That's what I'm saying. It's like, shouldn't the school be more well protected?
Yeah, like how do they get those supposedly be locked, the doors?
Oh my God, yes. Especially like in bars. It's so hard to believe how people are able to come into bars and just, bring their weapons with them. Especially the recent shooting at Colorado Springs, which is,
I didn't know about that.
And exactly. And because the Walmart one happened literally like the day after, 2 days after. And so literally he came in blasting already, this man, like already blasting through the door. And, unfortunately not five lives were lost.
Really?
Yes. And so, you know what I mean? For me, I just feel like in that instance, that was a hate crime because he's specifically targeting specific people and, going. And I just feel like nowadays it's so I feel like that's the norm. People hate a lot on the LGBTQ community.
Yeah. Which is now it's LGBTQIA.
IA, yes. And they're going to keep adding it on. I'm just kidding. But
it's just that I feel like we're in the moment where we can be whoever the fuck we want to be.
That is so fun.
So to me, it's like, if you, like, that's why they keep adding, because you find new sexualities like all the time, you know, like or they make it into that, you know.
Yeah, because let me tell you something. I did not know asexual was a thing. I believe that.
Yeah, like most of the.
What is asexual?
Basically, where you don't find, like, you don't have relations with anybody. Like you're like you rather not have any. Like you can have a relationship, but just not have relations. Sex, basically. That's so yes. That, like, I did not even know.
Yourself?
No. Why? Like they just find that so unpleasing. Like they.
Are you asexual?
No, hell no. She's like that. No, but yeah, and I didn't even know that.
And what is the part where, like, you can be in love with anyone?
I think that's pansexual.
Pansexual.
I don't know. When I found this website, it gave you a list of everything.
Yeah,
like,
you should. I'm like,
list.
Let me.
Like it tells you,
and that is true.
Salió asexual, but I was so stunned, like of all the things there is. I'm like,
it's because like it felt more in like our Latino community. You're a girl, you're a she, you're a her, and you're supposed to marry a man,
and that's
it.
Yeah.
And the same for the man, you know, like you have to be who you're.
Oh, let me tell you.
What?
So I was looking up back in the Aztec world. So cuando tú nacías, they didn't look at your body part to tell you, oh, this is a boy, this is a girl. No, they went up. They identified you as a man or a woman depending on how you were expressing yourself.
Swear.
Yeah, dude. And I was reading from what I was reading, because it was so much info and it was crazy.
Yeah.
But I was reading that when the Europeans, the Spaniards arrived to Mexico, that they found it disgusting, I guess, in a way, because there was households where there was así como homosexuals, right? And they were not as open. Like the Aztecs.
They never seen something like that. Yeah.
So they were like, they thought we were like demons or some shit. I don't know.
Well, back then, if you weren't normal, you were weird. Like,
but the Aztecs were abiding by this. So there was men, había muchos niños que if they expressed themselves as a woman at a very young age, they would teach them to be a woman. So you had little boys dressing like little girls, or women that you thought they were women, but they were actually men. And it was insane.
And that is insane, because how is it that we went back?
To picture it.
How is it that we were, like, our ancestors were living the life how you supposed to live?
Because we got invaded. That's why. I'm just kidding.
No, literally,
we went back. And because I've seen a lot of stories where parents don't, like, their kid is literally telling you, I'm in the wrong body, and they're like, no.
They push it.
Yeah, like, that is so weird. And I feel like it's very important to listen to your kids, because that's why there's a lot of suicides and all that stuff.
And I feel like people don't start to live their true selves until they're older, and then that's also sets them back, like, mentally, because you know what I mean,
they can't be honest.
Exactly. And I've had many,
or they have to hide themselves.
Exactly.
Like I had a friend, and he told me his experience, like, coming out gay, and he's like, there's some people in my family that they don't acknowledge me.
Yo pienso que
like they don't acknowledge that I'm gay. Like that doesn't. It's not part of the conversation. Like, you know, like they live with him and they're part of his life. But if he talks a little bit about his emotional life, like they don't want to hear his relationships with other men, like they're like, oh, don't bring with that gay shit. Yes. And I'm like, what the hell? But in español.
Sí.
Yeah, because son hispanos. And I feel like it's so nasty to live hidden.
Yeah. Pero en México se escucha más eso. Y like you said, it's sad porque los aztecas no eran así.
Yeah, which is all
weird. About that. And that, you don't know how much that stunned me. Like, I was like, what?
Yeah.
And we're like crazy. Probably the number one that's against all that, because we're all into machismo.
Yeah.
You know, las mujeres hacen esto, los hombres hacen esto.
And I feel like a lot of it does come with religion.
Yes, that's
a lot
true
of it.
too.
Like, you're a man, like, you know what I mean?
And like the way that they talk about that.
Oh my God.
They're like, oh no, una mujer is so unholy. You know, like una mujer existió, por eso Dios hizo la mujer y el hombre. When
people be like, oh my God, you're a waste of a man or you're a waste of a woman, because they're like, you know, they're not doing what typical women or typical men do. But it's just like, damn, bro, like, it's come to the point where in society it's like frowned upon. And
let me tell you one thing. I don't know if I'm in the wrong.
Yeah.
But yo me pongo en el lado de que si mi hija o mi hijo me vienen a decir eso, like, I really don't know how I'm gonna take it. Like, I really don't. I'm very open. Like, I'm willing to accept anything. But when it comes to that, I'm like, I don't know how I can take it because of the same thing where we're so prejudiced. The Mexican culture, the family.
Sure. I think it's a big adjustment for anyone. I feel like it would be a shock.
And you would kind of like fear that they would, you know,
live in a life where they're not accepted.
Exactly. Yeah, you fear for them.
Or like your friend, or not your friend, or I don't know who you were talking about. I don't know. Like you go over as a family, and what if they don't even acknowledge
or you can't bring anyone home, or
or you just completely distance yourself from your family. Because I know a lot of people, like, they don't hold up with that toxic shit no more. Like, I know a lot of people who completely distance themselves from their mom, their dad, and that's so awful that like you would have to even do that or consider that because someone won't accept you.
Pero fíjate que that, like, I wouldn't know how to handle it. Y también, like, how, if your child is small, right? I understand que si ya lo miras, ¿verdad? Si tú ya lo reconoces que tu hijo no se porta como un niño. Como una niña, you kind of get it, right?
Or they tell you themselves, you know?
Pero, like, que de repente, espontáneamente te diga, like, oh, I like this gender. The opposite gender, right? Or their same gender, right?
Same gender.
Like, I don't know if I would be... I don't think... I don't want to sound like a bitch. Right? Like, I don't judge. Like, if that's your lifestyle, that's your lifestyle. But I don't think I will push my daughter or son to, like, dive into it. Like, oh, let's dive into it. Let's see.
Oh, yeah, like, of course. Like, because kids change their mind. Like, don't get me wrong.
Exactly.
Like, I feel like
nobody's business.
I feel like in a very nice way. I'd be like, you know what? You're too young at this moment. Like, if you still feel like this in a few more years, then we'll come back to this.
And I think that's healthy. But you're not like, no, you're wrong.
Yeah. You know? Like, I don't think I would say that. But then again, I see a lot of parents where, like, they're so small and they're letting them express themselves, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, should we go along with it?
Yeah, like, exactly. Especially at you said, at a very young age, you're like, is it something you've seen, or like, you know, can you flash back from that? But I feel like there's always like that, you know it when you'll see it.
But like if it's randomly, like, I don't know. And then the fact that they're putting it in kids movies.
Oh my God, yeah.
Like I said, like, if that's your last time, I have nothing against it. I respect that. Like, that's your thing, you know.
Yeah.
But like it doesn't bother me so much if they watch it, but it's hard for me when my son asks me, like, hey mom, look, are those two little boys or two little girls? And I'm like I freeze and I have to, like, really think about it. I'm like,
you have to think about what you're gonna say.
And I was gonna say, I feel like a lot of people contemplate whether they should bring it up, like actually put that in their head and be like, actually bring it up and actually acknowledge it and be like, oh, this is what's happening in the world, this is something you might come across, or should we be like, wait till they experience it and then, you know what I mean?
And it's the fact that nadie nos enseña.
Nadie nos enseña. Come on, antes no conocías a alguien así.
It was very
muy apenas nos decían que nos iba a bajar. You know, like, ¿qué nos va a decir de eso?
Yeah.
And me, like, with me and my kids, I'm very open with my kids. Desde bien chiquitos, because I've always heard horror stories about kids being molested.
Oh, yeah.
And so I've always been so open with them. I call their private parts by their name.
Yeah, same here.
And it's an open, like, I don't say, if I hear my kids say, no, I don't, if I hear my kids say the name, like, I don't be like, that's a bad word.
Yeah.
Like, I say, like, they say it like when you're supposed to say it, but don't be like, you know, saying
it
the word
no
out
reason,
all over the world. But, like, you know, if I say, I don't be like, oh, that's a bad word, like, stop it. Like, no, like, I've always been. So when it comes to that, I've been open as well. Like, I feel, and I don't know if I'm wrong, but I've read before that if you are gay, you're born that way. You don't get it by like watching it somewhere and like, oh, I'm gonna pick up that lifestyle. So I don't get freaked out or anything like that when I see my kids seeing women kids, because come on, you see it on the world. We'll go to the grocery store y hay mujeres agarrándose de la mano o así. Yeah, like my kids will be like, oh look, they're lesbian. Like they know. Because this is, and like I'm telling you, they were not foreign. I was like, oh yeah, like this and that and this and that, obviously, but they do know like that in this world there's lesbians, there's men with men, women with women, it can be whatever it is. And obviously, like, I mean, even the things that you think your kids saw, there's so many other things that they saw, because come on, we're not in their stuff 24/7.
No, and like and I'm not saying it wasn't like this back then for you guys, but I feel like now, generation wise, kids talk. And let me tell you, like, now that there's actual kids transitioning into being females or males, in teenagers, in school. So it's like you kind of have to get them to the point where like you have to accept everybody. Like you can't, what I mean?
You can't point things out. Like my son, he's 10, and he told me that one of his classmates, the little girl, she was bi. And I was like, how did you feel? He's like, no, it was just, she just let us know because she was dating a girl. And I asked her if she was lesbian, and she said no, she was bi. And I was like, God, I know, and they're a 10-year-old. And I was like, oh, so how'd you feel about that? Like, are you okay? Like, do you want to talk about it? Do you want to talk about like what? No, I'm okay. She's fine. Like, like
I know what that is.
Yeah, like he wasn't like, and I always tell my kids, like, you don't bully kids, because bullying at all for anything, but most likely, like most of all, because of their sexuality, because that's not good for you to be bullying people and letting them know that that's what exists
exactly
out there.
And like Yesenia said, in Mexican households you can't lie. You'd be like, don't walk like that, you look gay. Or don't talk like that. No, and this is the biggest one where I hold my mom accountable for this. I told her straight up, only because my little brother, he wants to get his ears pierced. Come on, like how many little boys walk around?
That was a moda back then.
And then my mom's like, no, you're gonna look like a girl. And then my little brother already has long hair, like he likes that, that afro looking. So like he has long hair, and I was like, you're definitely gonna like a girl. And I'm like, but mom, that shouldn't be something to completely genderize. Something like earrings, you can't completely genderize earrings. Like, what the hell? So I was like trying to tell her, like, mom, like, that's you're wrong. Like, you're wrong. Like, to me, that was together. You put like something that my brother wants to do, express himself in a certain way, and you're making him feel uncomfortable about it. Like second guessing himself. Like, damn, am I gonna look gay? Like, am I gonna look some type of way? But I was like, you go ahead, you do you. Like, I'm sorry, but if you never we said it before, if you don't experience it, you'll never know what you'll like. So
he's old enough, I feel like, because obviously if my 10-year-old I want to get my ears pierced, I'd be like, let's wait till we're older.
Oh yeah, definitely. He's in his teens.
He's a big teen, like closer to the 18-ish age, but
I feel like in Latino culture, it's like, it's so hard to definitely be yourself, because everything's a little, they all judge you. Hell yeah, all the tias and tios be chismeando up in there, oh, you see she dyed her hair, like, and it's like, I dyed my hair.
Pero también, güey, es que they're stuck in their old ways, and nobody teaches them. I mean, not even me. Like, I just found out that they added more letters to the LGBT.
I didn't even know that.
And it's like, because it's not in our I don't want to be rude again, pero porque no están in our interest, like we don't focus so much on it. Like, we don't know how. We don't talk about it. And we're not educated, like,
because it's not happening to us, because it's not a part of our life.
Definitely.
And like we're a bit clueless, and sometimes we can grow to be como se dice, like, we grow numb.
Definitely.
Like we're just like whatever.
Definitely. I feel like I personally didn't really like get involved, like not involved, but like I didn't really know about the LGBTQ community until my friend, like, she actually was like, oh, like, she kind of like told me like how hard it is for them, like even the laws that they pass, like, and I'm like, wow, like you really know. She's like, because this is a life I had to live forever, like, like not everyone has to, like, if I want to have like well, back then, you know, like they didn't allow same-sex marriage. Thank God now they do.
Even in Mexico,
even
they just passed the law.
So
I was like, what?
Yes.
I thought it had already been.
No, certain states couldn't, I think.
And I'm like, what? Damn. Mexico? Like, yes, my city.
It was a big celebration.
My country.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people were getting married. A lot.
And it was so beautiful. Yes, older couples. Like, old couples. I bet like they're probably like been through so much. Yes.
I have a question for you, because I know you've been open, like you're bi.
Yeah.
Right. Like how old were you when you noticed that?
When I was a little girl.
Really? You see, I don't know. I don't ask her.
She told me this.
Yeah, I think I was probably like 8.
And are you open with that, like with your mom?
I recently told her, but she didn't remember I had told her, so I kind of retold her again. She was like, "What?"
Yeah, like it's almost like she forgot. And then we were like, "Mom, like I
already told you like a month ago."
And she's like but I feel like she kind of didn't believe her, because like she had never really like seen her or like never talked about it.
Yeah, so she's just very like I don't know, you're not closed about it, but it's just like
you're personal about it. Like it's your personal business. Yeah, so like, you know, you don't be around like, oh, I got a new girlfriend.
And once again, it's just something that we just kind of, in the Hispanic household, we just kind of don't talk about it.
Yeah.
You know?
And I feel like for a long time, Karina did want to come out to my mom.
Yeah.
And I just feel like she kept feeling that, like, what if? Like, what if my mom reacts like this? Or what if she's like, ew. Like,
what if she doesn't believe me? What if she thinks like I'm
like it's like attention.
A joke.
Like attention. And like, so she would like keep it in for the longest. And then I don't know, like,
she's like, "Das pinche loca."
Oh yeah.
No, yeah. That's exactly
that's literally what came up to my head.
No, that's exactly what she's like. Ay, Karina.
But she did. Like, I was surprised because she had questions for her. Like,
I already told you this.
Yeah.
Like,
But was she like, did you know like she was accepting, or like it's like she brushed it off her shoulder?
She brushed it off her shoulder. Like, kind of not to talk about it.
Really?
Yeah.
I think
that's with everything about us.
I think
I feel like even
but
like
that's I feel like that's like a sign of like you don't believe it. So let's just see if she forgets about it, and she goes back to normal, and right?
And that's why I kind of didn't even want to bring it up, because I feel like it wouldn't really matter.
It wouldn't change.
It wouldn't change at all. But you know, it's because I feel like now, since I am single, I feel like, what if one day I do find me a girl, and then I want to bring her home, like you know what I'm saying? Like I would definitely have to tell my mom, you know.
But it's happened before. You have her home. I'm just like,
and I feel like my mom would like kind of be like, what? Like, what?
But you know, but even when I bring my friends around, my mom's very respectful. Like, you know. And so, like, even with my friends, I'd be like, her pronouns, like, you know, don't forget, like, you know. So my mom's very nice.
I'm going to talk about pronouns.
About that.
Okay, so about pronouns, I want to talk about that because it is a big issue in this community.
Yes.
I mean, de por sí que uno de hispano no acepta nada.
Yo digo que es que uno está acostumbrado, like,
ella. And it's hard to adjust your brain to change.
It is.
And it's like, I know you, because you know, so it's like,
no, cállate. This is the simple ones is he and she. Creo que si te acostumbras es sí. Pero cuando es them and they, it's a little difficult. I've tried practicing saying it, yes, and it's really hard because obviously you imagine two people before you to say they and them. But for one person, it sounds weird when you talk. You know, because it's single.
Yes,
but then you have to make it plural, so it doesn't make sense.
Exactly.
So I'm like, what the heck? So I have, because my daughter says she had a friend and she was a they and them. Wow. And I was like, is it hard? She's like, no. And I was like, oh my God. So that's got me curious.
Yeah.
So I started like practicing in my head, like, how would I sound talking to a they and them? Oh my God, it's so difficult for me.
Awkward for you too.
But again, it's an adjustment.
Yeah, that you can fix in a week, maybe.
Like less, like 2 days. Like, give me 2 days and I got you down. Pero like pero es algo que si esa persona se siente respetada, porque no voy a tomar el tiempo de as just myself, you know?
Y si ellos se toman el tiempo para decirte, excuse me, I do go by they and them, I'm gonna take my time and be like, okay.
I just,
But you were saying, yes.
Okay.
You have a story.
So I have a story about this. I feel, at that moment, I kind of went blank.
Yeah,
but it was not disrespecting anybody, right? Because
you just got lost a little bit. You're like, wait, what?
Yeah, it's como like you grow up with a he and she. You see a woman, you're gonna call her she. You see a man, you're gonna call her he automatically. So we had went to the store. I was already paying, and I could see it was. This is the heart, right?
Yeah.
And if you look at her, you know it's a woman. Yeah. But she was dressed, more in the men's side. So I kind of knew, okay, so she's maybe like a lesbian. You see, I don't even know how to identify her.
Yeah.
It's hard.
It's hard because you don't want to be disrespectful.
Exactly.
But again, it's not being disrespectful. It's being, ¿cómo se dice, Jovis?
Naive and clueless.
Clueless. No, I don't want to say
uneducated.
Yeah,
yes, uneducated. Yes, that's the perfect word because I'm uneducated. Yes. So, like she was you see, this person was being very polite and she was interacting with my son. There you go. She was interacting with my son. They were interacting with my son, and he was gonna pay his own little toy with his own little money. So
the cash register.
The cash register was, like, oh, you like these? Yeah, tú sabes. And then they're like, oh, it's 10 no sé qué. And then it was like going through it, and I'm like, give it to the lady, give it to her. I said it like, I give it to the lady, give it to her. Like I said, like I wasn't paying attention. I was clueless.
Yeah.
My daughter was there.
It's just something that came out like.
Yeah,
naturally, because you were also paying attention to your son.
Yes, and like I feel like kind of like, oh, that's so nice. Like this person is interacting with my son. And like my son pays and all of that, and then we're like, oh, have a good night. Yes, and then my daughter is like, you just embarrassed me. Didn't you notice what you just did? And I was like. What did I do?
Like, ¿qué pasó?
I'm like, no, like literally it took me back. I'm like, what did I do? And then she's like, Mom, you need to say, ¿qué? They or them. Didn't you notice? Like the lady, como que, I guess the lady kind of felt like, como que she got kind of upset.
Yeah, like she was
her face expression kind of like changed. But not so much because I didn't notice that she was still being polite.
Yeah.
So, like I said, I want to be a bitch, right? I was like, this is what I said at the moment. I told my daughter, I was like, I was being polite. I don't know about pronouns at this moment. And like, I don't want to use them incorrectly either.
Exactly.
So I couldn't speak on it. And I'm like, I don't know why this person would feel offended. I didn't, if that person would have a tag, like call me, okay, they or them, then I would abide by it. But there was nothing saying call me they or them.
Or they could have corrected you.
Exactly, they could have corrected me. They were at liberty. Like I didn't have no bitch face, so they could have easily said it. Or maybe they don't want to say it because there's children around. Maybe they don't want to interfere with that.
They're just to a point where obviously it's a grocery store.
Definitely.
It's a store.
And I feel like if they really felt disrespected or they really felt some type of way, I feel like they would have addressed it. They would have been like, hey, because I feel like it's very important for them to feel, very like respected, like you said. Like, so I feel like if it was a big deal, definitely.
Yeah. So like,
but so you were still like, dang, what did I messed up?
Yeah. And the point is, I wasn't looking straight into their face.
Mm-hmm.
So I wasn't aware of it either. I didn't notice that I had
like
affected. Of the reaction. Yeah, I had a different reaction. But then like I kind of looked into it, but it got me all confused because he, she, them, they like
that's confusing.
Yes, and then like I don't want to confuse my son either.
Yeah,
because I don't know, and I don't want to show him something
that you're not too sure about.
Yes. So I'm like, that's why I'm so iffy. Like, you know, it's not that I'm being a bitch or I'm against it or it's not that. It's just, and I know they're all gonna say, well, learn it. Yeah, we're at that stage where, but it's again like it's not around me so much. That's why it's not. I don't want to be a bitch again, but it's not in my interest. Like, at this moment,
something that you would be searching up because it's not around you. you're not dealing with that at the moment.
Like say you had a friend, that would be different, because I feel like also a friend is there to kind of guide you, like, oh hey, like this is like, you know, because let me tell you, I had never attended a gay parade before, and my friend invited me, and I was like so excited. I was like, yes, like, you know, even if still you're still there to support, and you know that there's a really great cause to it, because honestly, like, you know, they say it all the time, but love, it really is love. And you can find like the most weirdest couple, but you'll find it, you know.
That's true.
So I just feel like
it's love.
It definitely,
because it's
be an alien and a dog. It's just, you know, hey, I'm just
there's weird stuff out there.
Hey, I had a Chihuahua and I had ducks. I could swear to you, the duck was in love with the dog.
There's relationships, and hey, like, animals are really powerful too. But so I did not know that there was actually people that identify as non-binary, so they would be they them, because they don't identify as a gender.
Is they them. Like they don't identify in a girl?
Like they just don't identify with either gender.
They don't feel men, they don't feel women.
They just,
so when you applications or whatever, how do they check
I want to know. Obviously it would be the one that they were birthed with, but I've heard that that's just like other. No, and you know how there's always be an other box.
Not in sex.
Oh yeah, that is true. Not in sex. That is true. Well, some
now probably.
Now I've been seeing. I was gonna say, because nowadays they have an other box, but
a non-binary.
Usually, obviously, they would use their birth name, because, and I don't know. I don't know if this is HIPAA. I doubt it. I doubt this is HIPAA, but because I'm not.
You're not saying.
Yeah, I'm not saying their names. But basically, we had a patient. You know, naturally, or you see, I don't want to know. Yeah, naturally born, she was a female, but they, you know, her parents did let us know he does. You know, they identify as they and them, or he or she. Anyway, he or him. And then he also, like, you know, his name was, you know, we had to call him by his male name. Yeah. So you know what I mean. So we had to adjust to that, which was fine, because, you know, it wasn't really new to me, because, like I said, I have friends, but. Like, still, it was like, okay, that's respectful. Like, that's actually respecting your kid. Like, damn. Like, I would, like, because the first time I did call her by her female name, and I called her she, her. Come on, ma'am. You know, usually what you do, because, you know.
And then that's when the dad told you,
the dad told us the day after. But
not
that
even
was her,
the person.
And that was her initial visit.
Him, whatever.
You know, but that, like, his initial visit, like, you know, his first time coming in, I was calling him by he, she,
but they didn't make it aware.
No, they didn't make it aware before that. But, you know, still, I was like, damn, like, you don't know what that must feel like to them.
Yeah.
So
you're not accepting.
Very difficult. I feel like, and it's so sad that they live like this. And I'm like, why can't it just be normal? You know,
like it's normalized. So definitely. Well, I feel like nowadays it's becoming a little more normalized.
I feel like now a lot of people that are gay, bi, whatever, I feel like now they actually have a voice. They can speak now without
somewhat, because like, mira como el shooting que acaba de pasar.
They still don't have the respect.
Pero también imagínate, hay muchos influencers que son gay, que son, they're transitioning, como like, ¿cómo se llama esta muchacha, Joanna? Que she's very famous. Y que
Nikki Tutorials? Dude, pero déjate digo algo. Nobody knew
that she was born male.
I was surprised when I
learned that. I was shocked.
But she's so pretty.
Beautiful. Like, and people, you know, and this is so obnoxious to say. Yeah, this is so obnoxious to say, and I'm apologizing in advance. No, let me just not say it's ignorant. But
that's the word I was
ignorant. But the most ignorant thing I thought at the time was the fact that I was like, you would have never been able to tell.
Yeah,
like I'm sorry, but I was like, wow.
But
like,
it is, and because that's the natural reaction. Like, let's be clear, like that's just natural for you to be like, damn, I would have never noticed.
Yeah,
you know, and it's not bad. I'm not being disrespectful. I didn't stop watching her because of that, or you know, like, you know, it's just sad that people have to hide those type of things.
Yeah.
Y como te digo, hispanos, ahorita los gays hispanos están saliendo, and it's nice to see.
Even shout out to our hometown in Mexico, the first male reina of our town.
I had her. I'm sorry, my mama was a little bit
upset.
Dude, my mom was like livid. My mom was like that. They're just making a mockery of like what it stands for, and I was like, oh my god. But to me, I just feel like the young the generation is here. You can't do nothing about it. Like, and time is gonna keep moving forward, and you're either gonna have to suck it up or take a shit.
Again, it's just, if they're not okay with it, that's fine, but just respect it.
Thank you.
That's another thing. Yeah, for sure.
Decisions, everything.
Yeah. So and then it comes back to like el que se jode más son los hispanos, because all the LGBT, I was looking it up, and the percentages for the LGBT community and the Hispanic, they're so high for depression, suicide, discrimination. They're at the highest,
and it comes from our own family. That's what I'm saying. Like,
si te están diciendo no, and you're like, this is who I am.
And they make you feel less than. They make you feel like you're not normal, or like tienes algo, or déjate quito. Con una buena curada se te quita. Like,
a la iglesia que se, todos estos camps que supuestamente son para, like, ¿cómo se dice? Like, to take the gay out of you.
Yes, dude. I
can't believe there's still some places out
there. Used to be a lot back in the day,
and it's like more torture than anything.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh my God,
they probably would actually torture them. Like,
they probably make them do like insane stuff, and then
I'm like, I can't imagine. Try for you for the life of you be born this way.
Pero sabes que me encabrona. Sorry to use that word, pero you know they're against gay, right?
Yeah.
Pero hay tanto hombre cochino out there having, intimate stuff with animals.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Like, that is disgusting.
Según son muy machistas.
And let me tell you, it'd be the ones living in the middle of the rancho that they be going at it with their goats. I swear to God.
But let me tell you, like, a veces la gente que es más like, oh no, I hate the gays, son los que están en el closet.
Sí.
Son los que están deprimidos.
And you know what? I've actually heard that that's a fact. The fact that they are, how would you say, like egotistical, and like, they don't like to show not even the least bit of femininity. Oh, that tells me something.
Yeah, because my God, because my son showed me a video and him and his friend dancing, and I don't know what I said. I'm like, you're not embarrassed like to do that? He was like, no. I'm like, I'm very sure of my sexuality. I don't have to prove anything to anybody.
Thank you. We love a man like that. We love a man that's secure of his sexuality.
That, I was like, I raised a good man.
Acuérdate que even back in the day, men couldn't wear pink.
No, yeah. Y ahora
like, if you were pink, te señalaban de volada.
There's a lot of men that they get their manis.
And like I said, not that it matters, but they are straight. You know what I mean? So now even straight men are expressing themselves differently, because it's not bad to show a little bit of femininity,
which is good.
And honestly, I feel like that's more attractive than anything. I'm sorry, but
you're in touch with
you're in touch with your feminine side, because that means that you feel like you know what I mean?
Yeah, because I feel like si un hombre trae sus uñas pintadas, su eyeliner, I'm like, that's a cultured man. Like, he knows, like, that he doesn't have to prove to anyone.
Nowadays, you be wanting to smack your man's ass. They be like, what the fuck? I'm not the girl. Like, and it's like, you don't have to be a girl for smacking your ass, boy. You're fine.
Yeah, and I'm like,
he acts like I'm sticking a thumb up his butt. Like, boy. You're like, that's questionable. Same. Because even sometimes when I do play around, like, when I do be like, digging in there a little bit. He be getting so upset, and like, he like,
but it's because it's that.
And let me tell you something so funny. My man says, anytime I like do any of that weird dumbass shit, he's like, play with my dick if you want to play with something. I'm like, fuck that. Nah, this is more funner. I'm just like, no, but for real, I just feel like I feel for men, it's more attractive when they show a little bit of their feminine side. Like, if they take their hygiene is awesome. Oh my God.
Now I feel like I need to definitely educate myself a little bit more.
Oh, for sure.
Because I would hate to be somewhere where I just
misgender
someone. Because like Joanna said, I have a friend that's like, well, not a friend, this girl that I used to talk to, she would tell me the struggles, and she would just be like, that's the reason why I don't like going places. I don't use public restrooms for the same situation that I cannot go to the restroom that I want to properly go to. So it's even weird if I go to my proper bathroom, because the way I look, they already look at me like, why are you in here? This is the man's restroom. And it's like, and I was like, wow.
And do you see that? Like, imagine as simple as going to the restroom. That's a struggle.
Live like,
And it's so cool that I've seen one or two places that do have like a...
Yes, non-binary. It literally says anybody can... we saw a bar that says anybody could shit here. I thought that was the funniest thing ever.
The uniforms?
Yes.
They have their bathroom. They only have one bathroom. And guys and girls go in there.
Let me tell you one thing. I don't want to take it there, but I think I feel like I need to. Go ahead. Thing about that bathroom thing, like, I'm all for it. Like,
for sure.
If that rocks your boat, go ahead. But that leaves it open for the predators to take advantage of.
Pedos.
Yeah. That's like... It's like you're opening doors for them to do whatever. Like,
and it is a little dangerous. I'm not going to lie.
Not that I'm saying that the LGBT community is that. No, I'm not saying that. It's just like it opens the door for other people que ya son mañosos, disgusting piece of shit.
And let me tell you guys,
to take that and then ruin it for the actual LGBT community.
I was just going to say that they will get to, like, I feel like they would definitely ruin it.
Oh, for sure.
I feel like they would
they're going through a struggle. And luego para algo que pase así, like, it would definitely set people back.
Yeah, and I feel
I'm sure there has been incidents where
and I feel like they would use they would kind of fake, like, I'm this gender para hacer sus cosas malas,
but be like, guys, peeping toms are real, like, please, ladies.
God, that is
I was
terrifying.
telling my sister earlier today, let me tell you, I was telling her about my trip to Puerto Rico. I took a trip a couple months back and it was horrible. Taking a shower was fucking horrible. I literally, it's an Airbnb, so it's connected to like almost like these apartment buildings. The worst, because first of all, I always think they have a camera in the bedroom. I don't give a fuck. I literally I find a closet, I don't know, but I'm like hiding under the sheets changing. Then, para acabar de chingar, the fucking bathroom, like where it was located at, was literally like people, you could see other people like in their like areas, like from the bathroom window. Yes. Wow. And so imagine they're looking down, they can see my whole body. Like I was hiding the whole time.
You should have showered in a bikini.
But in Puerto Rico, I didn't think about it.
Andas enseñando toda la chochota.
Sí, güey. Allá en Puerto Rico. Literally, I was so scared, and then like I would literally like fucking hate taking a shower.
I would have freaked out. I'd be like, what if they're videotaping me or something?
Girl,
I don't want to give it up for free.
Exactly. Imagine if I can see them perfectly. Imagine what they can see. Like,
we were little when we found out what a peeping tom was.
I was like,
you know where we found out?
Girl, I was like 7 years old. Like,
we were
like
little.
10. Maybe like 6.
Was somebody actually peeping on you?
No.
Yeah, no. I caught them peeping.
No. Joanna, she was little. We taught Joanna. Me and Karina, we found out peeping toms. We were like, what? I was like,
we saw it on Mari.
We saw it on Mari. We saw it on Mari.
Yeah, we're watching Mari.
And
Jerry Springer. We didn't have cable, so we would watch the antenna. CW18, shout out to you.
You know what I forgot to bring on the last episode? ¿Se acuerdan de la viejita que salía late nights that was teaching about sex?
Oh my God. I only saw her once or twice, but I was like,
after everything was
ya en la noche.
Yeah,
I know.
You remember her? I bet she already died because she was already old.
Sí, estaba viejita.
And she was like all in the open. No tenía vergüenza,
She was like, we gotta get them educated. Alrighty, guys. But so lastly, we just want to go ahead and say that please, everyone, be respectful, and we're all allies of the LGBTQ community.
Try to get educated.
Yes, definitely try to get educated, and this is all happening around the world. So definitely
just look into it.
Yeah, stay in tune with the world. Come on now, the world is revolving all around us. So I just want to say that my thoughts do go out to the victims of the shooting, victims' family, of that lost their lives in the shooting.
Yeah, definitely. We'll keep you guys in mind.
Yes.
I was gonna say something funny.
Yeah, sorry, I was supposed to give you some time.
Yeah.
But definitely go follow us on our Instagram and TikTok. We will be posting there more this week to follow up with the episode.
Oh, and just so y'all know, Joanna will be out.
Oh my God, yes.
Oh yeah, I was about to say that.
I totally forgot.
Like, don't forget.
No, I literally was gonna forget. Oh my God, guys. So I will be out for a minute. I'm gonna be gone for 3 weeks. So don't miss me too much. And
we will. We will.
And yeah, guys. And I'm gonna be listening to you guys from afar. I'm gonna miss doing this.
But she might chime in one or two.
Yes, definitely. Hopefully. But I am so nervous to leave. I'm like, I'm so nervous to leave.
I'm nervous. I don't know what I'm gonna do without my chicle.
Literally, because we're always together.
But yeah, so she's just gonna have a couple posts on Instagram.
Yes.
Even if you want to add a TikTok in there, you can.
Yes, and definitely, guys, wherever I am in the world, just know I'm always thinking about you guys and all of our listeners that are out there. I'm gonna be expecting the views to go up. I mean, the listens to go up.
Yeah.
Please, guys.
That's the homework.
Yes. Yeah. Please keep supporting. And you know.
And we're just the year is coming to an end.
Yes.
And
so help us get out the trenches after this year.
And not just that, but I feel like with the whole new year comes a whole new, I feel like we should reamp our look for our podcast.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay. And y'all better stay tuned for season 2 of our podcast, because it's coming.
Yeah, the starting of the year. We have good ideas.
And keep an eye on Instagram, because there will be more anonymous polls.
Oh my God, those are so much fun. I think those
I love those.
Those are my highlight of my day. I'm just like,
even though some of y'all don't get the gist of it, and I feel like y'all be asking
but I feel like they just be fucking with us sometimes. Like, just saying dumb stuff.
Yeah.
But you should just do it. Just who do you want to ask what question?
Oh my God, that's a good one.
Oh yeah.
Maybe. So stay tuned, guys.
Yeah. Stay tuned. And just keep supporting, guys. We are very close to 1,000 listens.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
I'm excited.
You're probably not gonna be here when it happens.
Y'all better celebrate hard for me. Y'all better pop a bottle or something, a little champagne.
Not a bottle, but definitely probably a shot. Probably a little balloon.
Dude, Jessica's gonna go buy one of those non-alcoholic champagne.
What is it called? The apple cider.
No,
that's what you're gonna be sipping on. Sparkling cider.
Apple juice.
I don't know. Gonna be like, shh. No, for real, guys, please celebrate.
But that TikTok is gonna be memorable. But a ver qué ideas. Si tienen ideas, mándanoslas. Cómo debemos de celebrar.
Communicate.
DM us, please, with any requests, anything you have in mind.
Yeah, anything you guys want us to
and
talk
interact.
Yeah.
Hey, if you want to put us to a test or like dare us to do something, go ahead. Feel free.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're at the end of the podcast, Joanna. We're gonna be missing you.
Happy holidays, guys. Farewell.
Yeah. You better
farewell.
She'll be here by New Year's, though.
Yes, definitely.
Perfect.
So you'll be expecting me back soon.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
So don't get used to me being gone, or me being gone. Sorry, get that right.
And then that's your homework, girl. Stay in touch.
Yeah, I have to stay in touch.
Update us on what you're doing.
Alrighty, I will, guys.
Alrighty, and we're out.
Bye.
So this is Jessica,
Joanna,
Jessie,
Karina,
and this is
Ready or Not, Latinas, here we come.